Hey, kaymade-tech here. All right. So, in our last video, we did go ahead to install Wazuh, that's the Wazuh server on our Hyper-V. If you have not seen that video, you might need to go back to my previous video, my most recent video. So that video we downloaded Ubuntu. Okay, I walked you through how to download Ubuntu because I already have it downloaded. That's the Ubuntu live server. Once we did it, we first installed the Ubuntu Live server, and we now ran a command that that configured Wazuh. And in that video, we were able to launch Ubuntu desktop, and we pulled up Wazuh India, though I had not logged in, but I just pulled it up to show you that we can now get Wazuh on this computer. So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to log into Wazuh using our Ubuntu desktop virtual machine, and we'll now go ahead onto the next step, that's configure Wazuh agents. All right, so we're going to install the Wazuh agent on this Ubuntu. Awesome. All right, so let me pull up my Ubuntu VM. All right, so let's log in. Awesome. So after logging that in, if you remember in our last video, after the Wazuh server was configured and the dashboard and the index and everything, it gave us the username and the password. So we're going to start with, let's log into our browser on this computer, right? And Wazuh, let's go to Wazuh, because we're going to need one or two information from there. Wazuh install. Okay, agent install guide. So this is where we're going to. All right. So the next thing we need to put in our IP address for Wazuh, which is 172.20.1.50. Right. Once we're done with that, we'll now put in our username and password. So once you log in for the first time, you will change the password to something simpler. All right. So usually the username is usually what's the name? Admin. Then we go ahead and copy our password. Right. Log in. I missed out something there. All right. So we now have that. So we can change the password here. Set password. Let's do that for now. Okay. So this is where we are. So we are in Wazuh. This is the server. So the next step we need to do in order to install the workstation. So you can follow this guide. But I'll just go here. So you just go here, yeah, endpoint securities, endpoint server. Okay, okay, let me go back to the manual. We could run this, but there is I need to put my password again, right? Yeah, not home, summary, dashboard management, appointment, question, and appointment, dashboard. All right, I think I just remembered it. Um, Deployment configuration. Okay, sorry, server manage. Yep, server man. Deploy agent. Yep. So, what agent do we want to deploy? So we're going to go with Linux. Server name. Server address 1.20.1.50. Then agent name. This Ubuntu 2. Okay, Ubuntu 01. So we're going to copy this and run this command. Is this here? So once this is complete, we should be able to go in. Okay, it's complete. Okay, now we need to run the next command. Let's run all this, copy this. And once we run this, it should let us, we're going to see this computer under the agent. All right, so it started it. So if we go back here, boom, should see an agent. All right, you see now an active agent. So we've successfully deployed that. So it tells us this Ubuntu, the IP address, everything we need to know. And that is how we deploy Wazuh onto a workstation. So let me just quickly recap. After Wazuh has been installed, we log into, so for each workstation we are going to use, we're going to log in to Wazuh like this. And once we log into Wazuh like this, we're going to go to server, server management, click on summary, and we click on deploy agents. So once you click on deploy agent, it depends on what operating system you are using. We have Linux, we have Windows, and we have Mac. So if it's, let's assume this is a Windows computer, I'll just do the same thing. Click on this, put the server IP address, and I will, okay, because this is, okay, let me put the server IP address. Let's see. Okay, let me see if it gives us, okay. Yeah, because we are not running a Windows computer, so it's not actually showing. All right, it doesn't agree with this. But basically, once you do that, it gives you things like that. So you just copy it into either PowerShell or command prompt. Just run the command just like I did. It's going to give you a bunch of things just like this one. It's going to give you a bunch of things, and you just copy and paste just like I did here. If the first command it gave me this, I just copied it here and entered it, and I followed the other command sudo system start reload, and that. Now I have Wazuh agent installed. So for you to do the same thing, please just follow the video and you should be good. All right, now that we are done with both the installation of the server and the agent, we've been able to deploy the agent. So you might need to understand what Wazuh server collects, processes, and analyzes security data. Wazuh agent installed on endpoints to collect logs, monitor file integrity, and dead threats. Wazuh dashboard, this is what it does, is a web interface. That's what you log in there, and that way you have a dashboard where you can see things. Why endpoint security matter? Endpoints like laptop, desktop, server, IoT devices are often the first target for cyber attack. So endpoint security is crucial because it protects against malware and ransomware. It prevents data breaches, compliance and regulation, and detection and response. Use cases and benefits of Wazuh: threat detection, file integrity, analysis and security event correlation, vulnerability detection, compliance, the integration with, we can integrate this with Splunk, security onions, etc. So let me quickly go back to the overview here. So based on all that it's saying, so these are the things it does. We have configuration, malware detection, threat hunt, vulnerability detection, file integrity monitoring. Then it does, this is the compliance part, the PCI DSS, GDPR, HIPAA, what else? Cloud security. And this is all that Wazuh does for you. Okay. All right. Now that we're done with this video, I hope you learned one or two new things, and I do hope you recognize that this is just for tutorial purposes. It's for cyber security and security analysts, or future cyber security and security analysts. All right, thank you again, and I would appreciate if you could share, subscribe, and like. And look out for our next video. Also, give us feedback on what you have learned and what you like us to do and what is your current location, so we can see how we get into every part of the world through the YouTube. Bye now.